It's Token D Rock here with another video. It is April 26th, 12:31 p.m. Hopefully, all of you are having a wonderful day. As we can see, the overall crypto market cap has come down a little bit. We're sitting right around $1.787 trillion. Bitcoin dominance sitting right around the same spot as yesterday at 41.3%. ETH dominance sitting at 19.4%. So what happened? Well, Bitcoin has been reacting alongside the stock market and other markets. And basically, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt right now surrounding earning reports that companies are going to be rolling out later this week. Again, it's going to kind of set the precedent here for the next week or two with those earnings reports coming out. If they are negative, the stock market, crypto market will act accordingly. That's just how it goes, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of that happen right now. Bitcoin, as you can see, has come down from yesterday. Was sitting right around 40,500 yesterday. Since then, it's come down, sitting right now above 38,000. Not looking too good if you ask me. ETH below 2,900, BNB below 400 yet again. Luna took a little bit of a hit with the latest plunge, but taking a look at Bitcoin 1 minute chart, we can see that there has been solid opportunities to buy when Bitcoin was oversold right here in the past 12 hours. As we can see, in the past few minutes, Bitcoin did drop below 38,350, and we are actually we dropped to below that to 38,000 and are trying to regain 38,200. Just to give you an idea of what's taken place since our last stream, Bitcoin was holding relatively strong above 39,500. It went again as high as I believe 40,700 and then started coming down. Bears drove the price down below 39.5, 39.3, 38.950, 38.625, 38.350, and now we are trying to hold 38,200. Looking at the 1 hour chart, again, we can see a series of lower highs, so to speak. Back here towards the end of March, we peaked out right around $48,000 and have pretty much since then put in a series of lower highs. This is kind of the odd man out right here. Back on April 21st, we wicked up to $43,000, but since then have just again continued to put lower highs. Not good. Looking at the 1 day chart or the daily chart for Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin has solidly thus far in the day candled down below both trend lines. It looked like we were going to get back above the first trend line, but the bears drove the price down. So it looks like 4 may or may not play out here in the next couple of days. We'll just see what these earning reports. And again, I did discuss yesterday that we may do a double bottom right around 32, 33K and may rally to the upside, but just be prepared for either scenario, you guys. You got to anticipate whether we will go up or down and, play accordingly. So, something that's been in the news as of late, food shortages have been magnified by a string of destroyed food processing facilities. It's pretty big stuff. So, the whole thing with the Ukraine issue is supposedly something like 20 or 30% of the grain in the world is made in Ukraine. So that means all around the world, people will be suffering from a shortage of grain products and stuff like that, which is, the main building block of the American diet for the most part, grain. So, and many other countries as well, not just the US, but that's not going to be good. And this problem has been exacerbated and made even worse with these latest food processing facilities being destroyed. Last Thursday, firefighters contended with a massive blaze at California's Taylor Farms plant. That same day, an airplane crashed into Idaho's Gem State processing facility. What's going on, you guys? Food shortages have been exacerbated by a string of fires, plane crashes, and explosions at nearly 2 dozen food processing facilities across Canada and the US. Most recent happened last Thursday in Georgia when a small plane crashed shortly after takeoff into the General Mills plant just east of Atlanta. Unfortunately, the two occupants of the plane were killed in the crash. And a massive fire on Monday night destroyed parts of the Azure Standard headquarters in Oregon, or Oregon, however you pronounce it, a company that self describes the USA's largest independent food distributor. The company said basically any liquid products such as honey, oil, and vinegar will be out of stock due to the fire. Company also said it lost its fruit packing and carob product facility in the blaze, but said the effects will be minimal as fruit harvesting season hasn't started yet. Thank God. Last Thursday, firefighters contended with a massive blaze at Taylor Farms packaged salad plant in Salinas, California, a key agricultural region 177 kilometers south of San Francisco. Fire broke out late Wednesday night. That same day, an airplane crashed in Idaho's Gem State processing facility, a plant said to process 18,000 acres worth of potatoes each year. Holy shit. The pilot of the plane did not, however, no employees were injured. And on April 13th, firefighters from several departments in Maine helped battle a massive fire that destroyed East Conway beef and pork butcher shop and meat market in Center Conway, New Hampshire. They could not indicate what caused the fire. And back in March, they reported a major fire that forced the closure of the Nestle plant in Jonesboro, Arkansas. That plant makes frozen foods, particularly Hot Pockets. The frozen foods plant announced its plans for $100 million expansion last year. So as you can see, processing plants, roughly 2 dozen of them here in the US and Canada, have mysteriously gone up in flames, have been hijacked or something of that sort. And it is furthering America's issue, not just America, but many countries' issue with supply chain issues and rising food costs. Combine this with inflation, and then combine this with the war overseas that's occurring in Ukraine with Russia and stuff like that. It's not looking too good. But these are basically proponents that are pushing you and I towards digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Look at this. US allies promise heavy arms for Ukraine. They shrug off Russia's nuclear warning. No big deal. You're going to nuke us. Whatever. We're going to keep supplying Ukraine anyway. So look, United States and its allies pledged new packages of ever heavier weapons for Ukraine during a meeting on Tuesday at a German airbase, brushing off a threat from Moscow that their support for Kiev could lead to nuclear war. U.S. officials have switched emphasis this week from speaking mainly about helping Ukraine defend itself to bolder talk of a Ukrainian victory that would weaken Russia's ability to threaten its neighbors. One of President Vladimir Putin's closest allies, Nikolai Patrushev, said Ukraine was spiraling towards a collapse into several states due to what he cast as a U.S. attempt to use Kiev to undermine Russia. The comments seem to be an effort to blame Washington for any breakup of Ukraine. Emerges from the war, now in its third month. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd welcoming officials from more than 40 countries of Ramstein Air Base in Germany, orders of U.S. air power in Europe, said that nations from around the world stand united and are resolved to support Ukraine, its fight against Russia's imperial aggression. Ukraine clearly believes that it can win, and so does everyone here. Again, not to get too political, but it is interesting how they are framing this. Uh, Nations from around the world stand united and are resolved to support Ukraine in its fight against Russia's imperial aggression. While I do agree that Russia's aggression towards Ukraine is somewhat imperialistic, I think you could also argue that NATO's um, aggression towards making Ukraine part of NATO or part of the EU, for example, is a form of imperial aggression as well, and they are contributing to the problem slash issue because they are actively giving weapons that can kill people to Ukraine. Again, I'm not here to pick sides, but it's interesting how, countries that are allied with the US, along with the US itself, sees people like you and me struggling to make ends meet because of inflation, supply shocks, supply chain issues, etc. But they're like, ah, you know what? Well, let's just send over another 800 million to Ukraine. They could really use it. And I agree, the Ukrainian people, if they are getting that money in legit aid, whether it's food, water, etc., I'm all for it. Let's help out the Ukrainian citizens. But when we're just sending them military gear to fight a war that we personally don't want to, it's kind of sends a mixed message, if you ask me. Look, Germany to supply Ukraine with heavy weaponry for first time. Germany announced today on Tuesday that its first delivery of heavy weapons to Ukraine to help it fend off Russian attacks after weeks of pressure at home and abroad to do so amid confusion over its stance. German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht said the government, which is also racing to reduce its heavy reliance on imported Russian energy, had approved the delivery of Gepard tanks, probably butchered that, equipped with anti-aircraft guns from the stocks of company KMW on Monday. U.S. Defense U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said he welcomed Germany's decision to send 50 Cheetah systems. Those systems will provide real capability for Ukraine, he said after talks with Lambrecht and dozens of counterparts at the U.S. Ramstein Air Base in Western Germany. Again, we're just sending more and more weapons over to Ukraine. They may or may not fall into terrorist hands or Russian hands. You always have to think about big picture, you guys. Like, if the weapons aren't being used against the Russians in full capacity, they can be used against us at a later date, at a later point in the war. So something to think about. It sounds all glamorous and stuff. Oh, we're helping out the Ukrainians, blah, blah, blah. But, some of those weapons can be turned right around and used against us. So, again, something to consider. And looking again at the White House's fact sheet on U.S. security assistance for Ukraine. So reading through this, an $800 million assistance package includes 800 Stinger anti-aircraft systems, 2,000 Javelin, 1,000 light anti-armor weapons, and 6,000 AT-4 anti-armor systems, 100 tactical unmanned aerial systems, 100 grenade launchers, 5,000 rifles, 1,000 pistols, 400 machine guns, 400 shotguns, over 20 million rounds of small arms, ammunitions, and grenade launcher and mortar rounds, 25,000 sets of body armor, and 25,000 helmets. Previous assistance from the U.S. committed to Ukraine includes over 600 Stinger anti-aircraft systems, approximately 2,600 Javelin anti-armor systems, 5 Mi-17 helicopters, 3 patrol boats, 4 counter-artillery and counter-unmanned aerial system tracking radars, 4 counter-mortar radar systems, 200 grenade launches and ammunition, 200 shotguns and 200 machine guns, nearly 40 million rounds of small arm ammunition, over 1 million grenade, mortar, and artillery rounds, 70 high mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicles, HMMWVs, and other vehicles, secure communications and electronic warfare detection systems, body armor, helmets, and other tactical gear, military medical equipment, support treatment and combat evacuation, explosives disposal and demining equipment, and satellite imagery and analysis capability. So see, NATO, predominantly the UK, Germany, and the US are going after Russia via aid and uh, via aid that's being given to Ukraine to fight off the Russians, to stave off their imperialistic aggression, is what Reuters is saying, what the West is claiming. Overall, it's contributing to a more a darker future as more and more people get thrown into war. More and more people will no longer be able to just go to the bank, take out their money, and run away, from the war. More and more people will be restrained from taking out their hard-earned dollars or rubles, whatever the currency may be, from the bank. For example, just when this conflict kicked off in Ukraine, Ukrainian banks were only allowing citizens to withdraw up to 3,000 Ukrainian dollars or whatever currency they use. And 3,000 is not a whole lot, you guys. If you're trying to get out of a country with your family, try to save your family, $3,000 isn't going to take you very far. So, again, all this stuff, as the cost of living, goods, services, etc., continues to rise, people will be looking for an escape out of that. And Bitcoin, along with crypto and digital assets, are largely a way out of this whole ordeal. Not entirely, but it'll soften the blow. Bitcoin is a legitimate hedge against inflation. You It's not something that can be so easily seized, like your bank account, etc., stuff like that. So overall, I'm pretty bullish still on Bitcoin, even though we are it looks to be retracing back down to possibly 37 or $35,000 Bitcoin. I'm all for it because I'm gonna be buying a little bit here and there. I do have a limit order right around 37,500. I'm going to place another one right around 35,000. And I'm just going to keep stacking those sats because, again, like I've said many, many times in this stream, you guys, every Satoshi that you stack, whatever platform it is on, it's going to count and matter in the long run. So don't let people speculating over on Twitter, over on YouTube, tell you otherwise. Oh, Bitcoin's just a fad. It's just a scam. Crypto's for virgins, blah, blah, blah. It's all FUD. It's all there to get you to sell your crypto at a loss, to sell for pennies on a dollar when, you could have life-changing wealth here in the next 5 to 10 years if you keep stacking. Not to spread too much hopium, but I did read somewhere that Fidelity was looking to do something with Bitcoin. Let's see. I heard something 401k. It's pretty big stuff. Look at this. Fidelity is offering 401k investors access to Bitcoin, the first retirement plan provider to do so. This is pretty big. Fidelity is one of the biggest asset management companies. So this is very, very big. They are actually one of the few stockbrokers that I personally trade on. I don't do a whole lot of trading. I mainly just buy and hold, and then hopefully in 5 to 10 years, your boy can take profits and reap the benefits, of putting in the money in when things are a little scary, a little bit risky, not sure if things are going to go down another $5,000 on the Dow or something like that. But anyways, I thought I would include this because this is pretty big stuff and kind of pushes that sentiment that Bitcoin and crypto is here for the long haul. It is not just a fad. Crypto is not just for virgins. Crypto is the future. It's the future. It's the future in ways. Ugh. It's the future and how people are going to transact, digital money or digital assets, whatever it may be, whatever the medium may be. But I'm still pretty bullish. What do you guys think? Let me know but down below in the comments section. Are you bullish, bearish about crypto as a whole? Let me know down below. This is our channel. We're living this experience together. So let me know. If you like today's stream/video, please like and subscribe if you're over on YouTube. Hit that notification bell to be notified when we go live next. I've got some links down below for you to check out if you'd like to do so. Earn up to $10 free in USD once you open an account over in Binance US and deposit $100 and get trading. Earn up to $25 free in Bitcoin if you get trading over on Voyager. You deposit $100, trade with that $100, get $25 free in Bitcoin in a few weeks' time. Not to mention, they do offer some interest on your crypto, so take advantage of that while you still can. 3 to 4% on your Bitcoin and your Ethereum. So again, take advantage of that. We've got a Bitcoin Visa signature rewards card from BlockFi. Earn up to 3% for your first 3 months on everyday purchases, and after those 3 months expire, you drop down to 1.5%. But like I said, every Satoshi is going to count here on forward. So don't if it's you only have a few thousand satoshis or a few 10,000 satoshis, don't sweat it. Over the years that you use that card on everyday purchases, that will add up. So don't sleep on it. And last but not least, if you like CoinMarketCap and staying up to date with crypto prices, I got a link down below for that as well. CoinMarketCap for your favorite news and events. But until tomorrow, guys, I will see you then. And take care and invest wisely. All right? Later.